Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Mondays with Matt. I am so excited to have you here. If you are new to me, either on Facebook or on YouTube, because I'm going to be uploading this bad boy to both of them, be sure to take a second, follow me on YouTube or follow me on Facebook or subscribe to me on YouTube. Hit the little bell and the little button over there to subscribe to my channel, because I'm always going to be uploading new content and I am obsessed with getting this stuff out there. My name is Matt Schaefer, and I am a relationship empowerment and connection coach for women who is obsessed and passionate with helping women live more full, dynamic, fulfilling lives through relationship and connection. One of my clients, Melissa Benedetti, is here on the show already. What's up, Melissa? Guys, for everybody who's watching live, watching on the replay, give me a 1 if you're excited to be on Mondays with Matt. Guys, Mondays with Matt is my weekly show where I get into really like the truths and the lessons that I'm experiencing in love, in business, and relationship. It's about leadership, emotional intelligence, human connection, basically all the things that I am obsessed with in the world, right? So this is what this show is. It's a passion project for me. I've been doing it every Monday, believe it or not, for over basically 2.5 years now. 2.5 years, every Monday night. I have not missed a show, and it has been such a key part of my transformation. And you guys are such a huge part of that. So the audience, everybody who's watching, everybody who watches this stuff, you guys are my fuel, and this is a co-creative experience. So I'm excited to have you here with me on Mondays with Matt today. Libby, welcome. So nice to have you. Deborah Knight, how you doing, my dear? Guys, Brandon Burrow in the house, my boy. So good to see you, my friend. Guys, today I have spent the last week talking to dozens of incredible women, okay? And working with them and talking with them through their relationship stuff, their relationship dynamics. I've had literally I feel like almost 100 conversations over the past 8 or 9 days. It has been profound to have this experience. Aaron's here, Hannah's here, Deborah Knight is here. Wow, so many amazing people. I love you guys so much. Give me a 1 if you're excited to be here. Let me know, share the love. Let's share the love. And guys, if this stuff resonates with you, if you love my show, if you love this content, please share it. Share it on Facebook, get it out there. And again, if you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos. Oh yeah, and for everybody watching on Facebook, guys, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll post a link to it in the comments. I just started a YouTube channel and I've been uploading curated content, a lot of my favorite Facebook Lives from over the years, from the hundreds I have to pick from, as well as recording exclusive content for YouTube. So that is my new pet project, and I would love to have you join me over there, okay? So I've been talking a lot. I've been talking with all these incredible women, all right, over the last week and a half about the issues and the dynamics coming up for them in a relationship. It's been incredibly inspirational, and I've noticed that one of the things that holds women back, and I know this isn't exclusive just to women, but what holds all people back from not just getting the best results in relationship, but from getting their best results in life is the fear of rejection. The fear of rejection. Give me a 1 if you can relate to the fear of rejection basically holding you back, stopping you from doing something that you want to do, and really like holding you prisoner. How many times have you not had a vulnerable conversation with someone that you love because of fear of rejection? Melissa's like, Libby's like, truth. Yeah, fear of rejection is one of these really profound things. Oh, Sarah says, came across a YouTube video of yours last week, been so helpful. I love it. Hopefully it was one of my videos with Helena Hart. I've had a couple incredible experiences with her over the last couple weeks that have really just been a profound, expansive experience for me, as well as for the thousands of women that have seen these videos. It has been such a blessing and such an honor to be able to connect with and support so many women in creating deeper and more expansive relationships. And one of the things I find as I'm talking to dozens and dozens of women all over the world, one of the deepest and most biggest blocks that women have is fear of rejection. And so fear of rejection, what is that based in? Why are we so afraid of rejection? And I'd love to put that to you guys. Why do you think that we allow the fear of rejection to keep us from creating the connections that we want? Because where does fear of rejection show up? Where does it show up? Obviously, the fear of rejection shows up in relationship. Melissa says, and sometimes I go right after the rejection. True, Melissa, sometimes you do. But yeah, it shows up when we want to create connection, like we want to have a conversation. We want to share our heart with somebody. But instead, because we're afraid of getting rejected, we hold back, right? We stop ourselves. So in a lot of ways, a fear of rejection creates a wall for intimacy. It stops us from having deeper connections with people in our lives. Fear of rejection stops us from going after a job. A lot of times, fear of rejection keeps us stuck in a relationship or a job or an occupation that is not truly fulfilling to us. Fear of rejection keeps us prisoners in mediocre, half-lived lives. Am I right or am I right? Give me a 1 if you can relate to fear of rejection being this it's like this invisible cage that keeps us from going for it. It keeps us from putting it out there. And where does it come from? Where does it come from? Deborah has a great point. Lack of self-love, lack of self-acceptance, right? Not feeling like we're enough. Feeling like, and here's the thing, we're afraid of rejection because we have these underlying conversations and we're terrified that if we get rejected, that we're going to be proved right. That this person is going to validate the fact and the belief that we're not enough. That they're just going to be proving us right? So in that moment, in that experience, when we're experiencing fear of rejection, what are we doing? What are we doing? We are being outcome dependent. Am I right or am I right? We are being outcome dependent. We are predicating our well-being, our sense of self on the response that we're going to get from this person. And when we're outcome dependent, we're doing one thing and one thing only. We are giving our power away. We are not living and operating from within ourselves. We are not grounded, right? When we let our lives be dictated by fear of rejection, we're saying, you know what? I'm going to allow my sense of who I am and my sense of my worth and my sense of my value to be determined by this person's response to my question. The question of, would you like to go out with me? Would you like to be in a relationship with me? Would you like to, can I get a job with you? Can I work with you? Can I do a live stream with you? Do you realize what possibilities are available to us on the other side of our fear of rejection? Tucker Bearden is on. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Deborah Knight. Oh, I love you, my dear. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, guys. So I want you to ask yourselves, and feel free to put in the comments, what has the fear of rejection cost you? Because here's the thing: the fear of rejection, it is an illusion. It is not real. This is something that I came up with. I was on a call with a woman today, one of my new clients, and she was talking to me about how terrified she was to bring up and have an emotional conversation with this man because she had wanted to be intimate with him or something like that, and he had he hadn't given her the response that she wanted, and so she got very disappointed by that. She had felt rejected by that. And he had not clear-cut told her, no, I don't want to be with you. She had just sort of advanced towards him, and he had just not responded in exactly the way that she wanted. So she took that personally, and she allowed herself to get reactive. She shut down from him, and then she said something to him that she ended up regretting. And here's the thing. She didn't know what he was feeling or thinking at the time. And in my mind, I thought this in the moment. I was like, rejection equals projection. Rejection equals projection. When we are interpreting something as rejection, so often what we're doing is we are projecting our worthiness conversation. We are projecting our fear. We're projecting all of our wounds onto another person, onto their responses, onto their reactions, and we're allowing ourselves to take that personally. We're projecting all of our stuff onto that person. She had no idea in that moment, in that experience, what he was actually thinking. If the reason that he didn't, move forward with her was just because of his own fear of intimacy or his own fear of rejection. She didn't know it. She just felt like he rejected her, which in reality, he was probably just scared in the moment. But she had projected all of her wounds on it. She took it personally, and then she became very reactive. So guys, we pay a price when we construe things as rejection, or when we allow fear of rejection to stop us from moving forward. I want to stand for each and every one of you to not allow the fear of rejection or the experience of rejection to stop you from moving forward. Because guys, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Rejection doesn't exist. If someone says no to you in any way, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about them and whatever they're experiencing and whatever their interpretation is. And unless you ask them what that is, unless you ask them for feedback and you actually get that, don't make up a story around why they said no. Ladies, if you want to have a conversation, an emotionally vulnerable conversation with a man, and you want to do it in a playful, open, free, liberated way, have that conversation. But allow yourself to have it without being outcome dependent. Allow yourself to have that conversation without being, dependent upon his response. Because if you're conditionally vulnerable with a man in your life, if you're conditionally vulnerable with people in your life, if you're only going to be vulnerable to people with an expectation of getting vulnerability back, with an expectation, like if you're only going to tell somebody you love them because you need to hear they love you too back from them, you're giving your power away, and that's not coming from an unconditional space. I want to invite you to love unconditionally. I want to invite you to live unconditionally. I want to invite you to connect unconditionally to the people in your life, to live without conditions, right? To not have transactional relationships. Here's the thing, exactly. Keith says when we allow when we allow conditionality, when we allow fear of rejection or the rejection to guide our decisions and our opportunities to connect, it leads to low self-esteem and depression. We got to look at it as an opportunity to search for something better. Exactly, Keith. If someone says, no, I'm not interested, fantastic. That's great. Honor their choice, because part of the beauty of our lives, part of the beauty of our love lives, part of the beauty of our professional lives is the element of choice, is our ability to say yes or no. That is a profound power that we have, right? We can't, and we don't get to deny somebody else that power. You see what I'm saying? And we can't get mad at somebody if they don't want to give us what we want. If you want to be loved with somebody, if you want to be loved by somebody, and they just don't want to love you that way, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. It just means that you're not the person that they want to love in the way that you want to be loved. And that's okay, right? If we could just liberate ourselves from fear of rejection, if we could just liberate ourselves from taking other people's opinions of us personally, can you imagine how powerful we would show up in the world? Can you imagine how much more magnetic you would be, ladies, in relationship? How much more magnetic you would be in your dating? Aaron's one of my incredible clients as well, and one of the greatest exercises we've been doing. This girl, I'm so proud of her. She literally will ask for feedback. If a date doesn't go well, or if she gets an unexpected outcome on a date, this girl has the courage to ask the guy, hey, so, what came up for you on the date? And she's gotten some incredible responses. She's learned a lot. She's learned so much from rejection. And in that sense, that's an incredible experience to be able to actually get feedback from somebody who said no to you in any way, and get that feedback and learn from that experience. It is incredible. Erin is a rock star, Aubrey Young. She's amazing, right? Because how powerful and how empowered do you have to feel in yourself to be able to ask somebody who didn't give you an outcome that you want, what they felt in that experience. Think about what a mirror that would be for you in your life, ladies and gentlemen, anybody. If you had the courage to ask somebody for feedback that didn't give you a response or an outcome that you wanted, what could you learn about yourself? What could you learn about how you're showing up? Because here's the thing, sometimes people's responses to us can be incredible mirrors for how we're showing up. We don't always know. We don't always see how we're showing up and what we want to shift, right? Sometimes it's just that person's interpretation. But if we interpret it as, a personal thing, and it's this, just a validation of the fact that all men are scum, or all women are shady, or I'm worthless, and nobody's gonna ever love me, then we are linking rejection and projection. And when you construe rejection with projection, rejection becomes toxic, which leads to fear of rejection because you're going to be avoiding it. And then when you live your life avoiding rejection, you're going to miss so many opportunities. Because so much of life is simply about going unapologetically out into the world and asking for what you want. Asking for the date, being open to the date, being open to the connection, and risking hearing the word no. This is one of the most incredible. Asha says, yo, Aaron, getting feedback is my jam too. Asha, yeah. Getting feedback, it's beautiful. I remember, it's just so powerful to get that feedback. Because here's the thing, guys. If we have the power to ask courageously for what we want, to ask God, to ask the universe, to ask the people we're on dates with, to ask the person we want the job with, to ask the person we want to do an interview with or a collaboration with. If we just have the courage to put our fear of rejection aside and stand in our power and ask without outcome dependence for what we want, we become magnetic. We become unstoppable. And we're going to get such better results. You're going to get such better dates. You're going to have so many more opportunities in your work. Truly. The only reason that I ended up on Helena's live stream and had this beautiful influx of new people into my life and new women into my life is because I had the courage to ask her that. I had the courage to ask her if she wanted to have me on her live stream. And you know what? You want to know what I did the night before that? I laid in bed crying and I asked God. I asked God, please God, connect me with the women that I am meant to serve. That's what I did. I had the courage to surrender all of my fear, all of my anxiety, all of my insecurity, and I just asked God with tears in my eyes, because I didn't know how it was going to happen. All I knew is more than anything, I wanted to serve women at a deep, powerful level on a much larger scale. And I asked God, please God, connect me with the women I'm meant to serve. And the next day, I asked Helena if she wanted to do a live stream together. And she told me that she had a spot the next day. And that video now has over 15,000 views. And it's connected me with an incredible, vibrant community of women. And I've fostered so many new relationships, and I've served so many people. And it's been at the beginning of a profoundly expansive experience. But the bottom line was I had to ask. I had to not allow my fear of rejection and not allow my fear of whether or not I was worthy of doing that to get in the way, right? This is it. Cinnamon Schmidt, how you doing, my dear? Heidi Hidalgo, good to see you. Keith says, the more you feel positive, the greater chance of being accepted. Exactly. And here's the beautiful thing, is that once you have the courage to ask, yeah, Cinnamon, how are you doing, guys? For everybody who's new to the show, Cinnamon has been, she has been diagnosed with cancer. She has declared courageously that she is going to beat cancer. She declared it on the show, and we're so excited for her, and we're all rooting for her. Cinnamon, how's it going? How are you feeling? Please tell us. And what do you want to ask for, right? Do you want to ask for the cancer to go into remission? Do you want to ask for it to go away? What powerful question can you ask for that? You know, in spite of the fear of rejection, guys. Because here's the thing, fearing rejection, avoiding rejection, construing rejection as pain and as a judgment against you is fundamentally toxic, and it's contractive, and it is not supporting you. Rejection equals projection. Just remember that. And if you think someone is rejecting you in some way, ask yourself, are they really rejecting me? Or am I just projecting my own pain, my own insecurity, my own anything onto that person? Eric Swanson says the only rejection is in our mind. Exactly. Rejection is an interpretation that we choose to make about another person's response to us. The response of no could mean so many things. It could mean not right now. It could mean I just don't feel that alignment in you. It could mean 1,000 different things. right? But we sit there, and when we interpret it as I am being rejected fundamentally as a human being by this other human, then we make up a whole story around it being a validation of our worthiness conversation and everything else, and it becomes a devastating, traumatic event in our lives. And I think rejection, I think asking for what you want and not getting it can be an incredibly expansive part of our lives if we allow it to be, if we say it's so. Asha says, thank you, the universe, for bumping into you, Matt. Oh, you inspire. Thank you, my dear. I so appreciate that. Guys, give me a 1 if any of this is landing for you. And please, if this is resonating with you, please share this video. And if you're new to my YouTube channel and you're watching me on YouTube, guys, please click the subscribe button and the little bell so you can get notified when I am posting new content. I'm going to put a link to the YouTube channel up in the profile of this video when I get done here, right? Yeah. Eric Swanson says, Brian Tracy used to tell me it's just them saying no to themselves because they aren't ready for me. Exactly. And not everybody's ready for you. Especially ladies, if you're in a relationship. Think about that. Maybe the man that's rejecting you, maybe you getting rejected by that man is literally the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. Maybe you getting rejected by that man is a godsend and you are dodging a bullet. By that man saying no to you, by that man flaking on that second or third date, or that first date. Like, I know women can take it so personally, and you have to realize that you are enough. You are worthy. And if a person sees that, if a person sees your light, if a person sees your value, they're not going to want to reject you. And if they don't see your value, you don't want to be in relationship with them, right? This is what it's all about. Okay, what does Cinnamon say? I saw Cinnamon. Cinnamon says, I am scared, exhausted, and in pain constantly, but I know my faith and belief and the beautiful people who are fighting with me will guide me through the other side. Amen, Cinnamon. Amen. You get to be healthy. You are scared, exhausted, and in pain. I get it. I am sure that, chemotherapy or whatever you're experiencing is incredibly challenging, right? And just recognize that, all of this pain, everything that you've experienced, that is making you stronger, right? That is making you stronger. That is making you a greater leader and a more powerful person. And you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration to me. You're an inspiration to everybody here watching this live, and everybody who's going to be watching this on YouTube, okay? So, Cinnamon, just know we're all rooting for you, and we are all asking God, the universe, Buddha, Allah, whatever God you want to pray to, whatever God you want to ask, why don't you take a second, ask that God to help Cinnamon get rid of this cancer. I know that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to be doing later. So let's all get behind her and take that on. Keith said, getting rejected could also mean you're overqualified. I love that, Keith. Exactly. Someone could be looking at you and being like, I don't even want to be with this person because they're overqualified for me. They're too good for me. That's a huge thing. There are so many reasons why somebody could say no to you, and no matter what the reason behind that no is, it's a blessing. It's an opportunity for feedback, or it's dodging a bullet, or no matter what it happens, it's exactly what's supposed to happen. Does that make sense? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like everything is always perfect. Every outcome that you're getting is always perfect, and it's always an opportunity for you to learn. Every no that you get is one step closer to the yes that's going to absolutely feed your soul, nourish your soul, and really create something that's in alignment for you. The no's in your life are no's because that request that you made wasn't in alignment for you. A lot of times we don't even know what's best for us. We think we want this one guy or this one girl or this one job or this one outcome, and we get so freaking attached to it that we don't want anything else. We get tunnel vision around it, and we don't recognize that sometimes the greatest blessings and the greatest opportunities that exist for us exist outside of our current field of awareness. Your dream partner might be just right outside what you currently think is possible for you. We often have such an incredibly limited understanding of what's possible for us. You know, a lot of times the no's we're hearing are just no's that are trying to get us back on course and get us back to alignment. What's up, Isabella? How you doing, my dear? Nicole said, yeah, all your yes answers will come in God's timing. Exactly, Nicole. I agree 1,000% on that. I think that there is a greater timing and greater, architecture in place for our lives, and we're so arrogant when we think that we need exactly what we think we want on exactly the timeline that we think we need it. That's so arrogant, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of times, let's think about no's. Let's think about hearing no as a divine correction. Let's think about hearing the word no as like the universe basically like auto-correcting our own trajectory. That's all a no is. A no means that whatever you wanted either wasn't in alignment for you, or maybe you weren't ready for it, or maybe for whatever reason, it's just not time for you to have that thing, or that thing isn't the right thing for you. That person isn't the right person, that job isn't the right job, that girl isn't the right girl, that city isn't the right city. There's a million different things. How can you pull out of taking it personally? And how can you stop projecting your insecurity, your worthiness, your pain, all of your stories and all of your limiting beliefs onto the responses you're getting from other people and the responses you're getting from other situations? Christine says rejection can be protection. It can be. Sometimes getting rejected can be, you getting protected from something that you don't need, but something that could be dangerous to you. There's so many reasons that rejection is a blessing if we have the courage to see it that way. If we have the courage to really drop our personal preferences, drop our ego fixation on a specific outcome and just say, you know what, whatever this outcome is perfect, and now what can I learn from it? How can I learn? How can I grow from this? Right? Yeah, it's a divine correction. I like that too. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. Linda says, seeing vibrational alignment is a skill that I'm working on. I love it. Yeah, vibrational alignment, guys, that's something we can continually be feeling into. Is what I want, is what I'm craving, is it really in alignment for me? Because if we're seeking something and and it doesn't feel quite right, and we keep asking for it, and we keep hearing no, 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 maybe you're not in alignment with it vibrationally. Maybe you're not ready for it. Or maybe it's not something that's good for you and for your actual growth and progress as a person. So here's the thing. Maybe rejection is protecting you from yourself. Rejection equals projection. Rejection equals protection. Rejection equals reflection. Woo, how about that? Rejection gives us an opportunity to reflect on what we want, to reflect on why we want it. What about that? That's an interesting thing. Rejection is an opportunity for reflection. Because what are our desires based in? Why do we want the things that we want? Because if our intention, if our underlying craving for these desires is based in insecurity, like if you need a man to complete you, if you need another human being to make you feel whole, to take away your pain, then that need for that person is coming from scarcity, right? It's coming from fear. It's coming from a place of woundedness, right? And when we do that, guys, we are not operating in a healthy way, and we're not going to attract healthy relationships, right? We're going to attract codependency. We're going to attract toxicity, and we're going to attract people that want to prey upon wounded people, or people who are just as toxic and codependent as the state that we're in. So getting a no from those people is an opportunity for you to reflect on, why is this person saying no to me? What is it about me? What is it about how I'm showing up that isn't working for this person? And why do I want this person to begin with? Why do I want this job? Yeah, how can I use this rejection to reflect on my intention behind that connection, right? Because as Linda says here so beautifully, reflection allows for growth, and rejection often provides an opportunity to grow, heal, and evolve. One of the greatest things that rejection does is it gives us a chance to stop, right? To stop pushing, to stop trying to force it, and to just really stop and look at yourself. Reflection can be one of the greatest processes we can ever have. And a lot of the coaching I do with my clients is around, stop trying to push and force yourself into getting the relationship that you want, into having the marriage that you want, into creating this stuff, and really reflect on, why do you want this relationship so bad? Why do you need this marriage to work? Reflect on how you actually want to feel. Reflect on what's actually going to be good for you, what's actually going to be good for your family, what's actually going to be positive for your growth and evolution as a human being. You know what I'm saying? So use rejection as an opportunity for reflection. Use rejection as an opportunity to see what you're projecting. Do you see all the different ways that rejection is oftentimes one of the most valuable things that can happen to us? Sometimes one of the worst things that can happen to us is we get what we want. Because sometimes what we want isn't what we need. Do you feel me? Sometimes what we want is coming from a space of ego. Sometimes what we want is coming from a space of pain. Sometimes what we want is coming from a space of toxicity or distortion or fear. And when we get what we want from a space of fear, we're going to start creating a life based around that fear, and it is not going to be fun. So let's really ground ourselves in the fact that rejection is always a blessing. It's always an opportunity to learn. Melissa knows what I'm talking about. It's always an opportunity to learn. It's always an opportunity for us to grow and evolve. And it's always an opportunity for us to reflect and check in on, why did I want this and why didn't I get it? What can I learn about myself from it? And how can I use this rejection to grow as a human being? Give me a 1 if you're committed to doing that. I want you to look back. This is the Matt challenge for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to look back at your life. Look at the last 5 times that you've been rejected in your life. Look at the last 5 times that you've been rejected in relationship, that you've been rejected in work, that you've been rejected socially. What are the last 5 times that people have told you no? And really explore why that was a blessing. Hindsight is 20/20. Look at how you've been rejected. Cinnamon says, I reject this cancer. Can I get an amen? Amen, Cinnamon Schmidt. Everybody give Cinnamon Schmidt an amen for rejecting cancer. Get it, girl. And guys, that's the Matt challenge for this week. Look at the five last times you have been told no, and really start to figure out for yourself how those were great blessings for you, what you've learned about yourself and other people from those rejections, and how you're going to use those lessons moving forward in your life. Sound good? Give me a 1 if you're committed to that, guys. Give me a 1. And if this resonated with you, please share this. If you're on Facebook, please share this show. If you're on YouTube, y'all, please hit the subscribe button. Tune into my channel. I'm going to be doing stuff all the time. I'm probably going to jump over to YouTube right now and do another little video sort of following up on all this. I may do a little YouTube live since I'm fully juiced up and in the zone, right? So I really hope, guys, that this landed with you and just it's gotten you to think about rejection in a completely different way, right? And for everybody who's been watching here live with me, Cinnamon, Melissa, Asha, Linda, Ira, so many us, Sandra, Karen, Chuck, and everybody else who's been watching, guys, I hope that the next time somebody rejects you, you're able to look them in the face and say, thank you. And stop taking it all so seriously, right? It's all just a game. Let's learn what we can while we're here and then move onwards and upwards. So I love you guys dearly. Thank you for joining me for Mondays with Matt. I will see you next week. I'll see you over on YouTube. I'm gonna go over there and do a little live, kind of following up on this topic and sort of what we discovered and do like a summary of it. So I hope this resonated with you and I will talk to you soon. Lots of love, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.